How can we make ongoing improvements to the sprint review process? Well, this is a good question. I like this question because it shows thinking about continuous improvement. Good old Kaizen, if you're into me massacring Japanese. Okay. Every time we go around the loop, we want to invite improvements in every way we can work. Okay? So when I'm mentoring Scrum Masters and indeed working with teams, I'll always invite them into mini retros. So you've got your retrospective at the end of the sprint, and that's great. Please do it. It's important. But actually, every meeting is an opportunity for improvement. The sprint review being no different. So if you're the facilitator, or indeed if as a team you think it's worthwhile, just sit down and reflect. Okay, you had a plan going into that meeting. Of course you did. You're a good facilitator, right? So what did you think was going to happen? What actually happened? Okay? And why might there be a difference? Okay? And why was there that difference? What can we learn from it? And the final step, and probably the most important step, what are you going to do differently next time because of it? Okay. After the sprint review, many people say, oh, can we do that as the sprint retro? Yeah, you can. But imagine if instead of taking your whole retro to look at just how to improve the sprint review, and there's nothing wrong with doing that, don't get me wrong. Imagine if instead, after every meeting, the person who facilitated it just took 5-10 minutes to step aside, sit down in quiet contemplation, okay, and think about deliberately improving their practice as a facilitator, how they can make the next time they're running a meeting a little bit better. The gains are amazing. I'll often talk about marginal gains coming out of Team Sky and the English, yet no, Great British cycling team. Okay. If an athlete improves 1% a day, every day for a year, okay, we're talking about compound gains. This isn't 365% improvement. This is a 3,500% improvement, because that 1% you gain today is with you forever. And the 1% you gain tomorrow is also with you forever. You're not necessarily going to make a 1% improvement every day. But if you think of every meeting, as you come out, you just take some time, a little bit of time to reflect. How did it go? How could I be better? Okay? And put that into action. You're not going to be right every time. Don't let that dishearten you. Part of the fun of doing this for a living is trying stuff out. You're a bright person. You thought it would work. This time it didn't. Next time it might. You're going to win as many as you lose. That tells me that you're actually at the edge of your knowledge, at the edge of your abilities. That's a good thing. That's you learning as quickly as you can. Through empiricism, at least. I mean, if you always get it wrong, go read a book on facilitation. But what I want you to do is just take that moment, reflect on it, take it into your growth mindset as a way to improve. We can always improve. Everybody can. When I come out of a meeting, this is what I do. When I leave a training course, this is what I do. A coaching session, mentoring session, anything. I will just take a few minutes to think about it, settle myself. What did I think was going to happen in this meeting, in this session? What actually happened? And why is there a difference between those two things? What can I ascertain about it? I'm not claiming to be the font of all knowledge. I don't know necessarily exactly why, but I've got some ideas. Okay? How can I improve? What are the opportunities here? And which one am I going to take forwards? Or which ones even? How do I improve as a facilitator, as a trainer, as a coach, as a mentor, as a business person, as an entrepreneur, as a father? Whatever part of your life you take into, okay? This doesn't just have to be how to improve your sprint review. This can be how to improve anything. Take some time out, reflect on it, be self-aware enough to know and accept you can improve. Seek out what that one small change is, and next time, put it into action. Over time, those 1% are going to add up, and you are going to be phenomenal at this. Whatever it is, you're going to be great. And that's what this is about. Right? Andy Murray, when he plays tennis, isn't trying to change the world every practice session. He's trying to be a little bit better, and a little bit better, and a little bit better. And that's why he's one of the leading tennis players in the world. and I know there are better ones, but their names escape me all the time. That's what we do. He's there because of consistent practice, dedication to being better. Not necessarily the big leaps and bounds, but those small tweaks and turns. That's what we do. How do you make your sprint review better? You run them, you focus on them, you reflect on them, you choose something to improve, you change it in the next one, and you do it again and again until, well, there is never until. You just keep going, keep improving. You can always be better. For me, that's a great thing to live by.